Paul, we'll start with Harry Lewis first. Pleased to get him in.
Yeah, it's I've made it perfectly clear that was an area of the squad that I wanted to add additions to. So Harry's come in. I'm really pleased to get him. He's a player who I liked him when he was a young goalkeeper at Southampton. His name always seemed to pop up when I was working at the FA on the radar there. He's gone to Bradford. We inquired about him at that time, but financially we weren't in a position to be able to compete. Now with us being next level up and in a different position financially, we were able to do it. So I'm really pleased. He's a good age, he's got good experience, played over 100 games. He's been a starter when fit for Bradford City and done very well. So I'm really pleased to get him in. Delighted that we've got another one to add to the group. And I think it certainly makes the goalkeeping department stronger. A little bit harsh on Gabe, because Gabe's done very, very well in the games that he's been with us, and he's shown us that there's real potential there. We're talking to Gabe about staying longer and trying to extend his contract, and hopefully he'll agree to that. That'll be a reward for what he's done so far, and it gives him that platform to be able to go and develop even more.
Harry seems like a really positive character as well, which will be good.
Well, he's a new face. He's delighted to be here. He jumped at the opportunity once we'd got permission from Bradford to speak to him. There was no hesitation in it. He was really enthusiastic. He's come here to try and help us stay in League One. That's the challenge for us all, with everybody who comes in here, is to do what we can to make sure that we're still in League One next season.
That will leave us with 4 goalies once Jocko comes back. Are you happy with that? Are you looking to move one of them or?
No, I think you've got to have a strong goalkeeping department. I mean, obviously there's going to be goalkeepers who are not happy because they're not playing. But the challenge is do enough to stay involved, do what you can. Obviously we need to get Jocko fully fit. He's not been fit, so hopefully in the next week or two he'll be fit. But until anybody comes and tells me that they don't want to be here, or until any club comes and says they want to take a goalkeeper away, we'll go with 4 goalkeepers. It gives us good ammunition for players in training, that we've got them in there, and hopefully they'll push each other, they'll work each other, which they have done so far this season, and hopefully it'll bring the rewards for us.
Obviously trying for other players. Are we close with any others?
We've got a few things that we're talking about at the moment, but there's nothing as I stand here at the moment that I think is going to happen before the weekend. I would like it to. I've been trying to get players in, but as I've said before, these things just take a little bit of time. We are in for a couple of players. We've got other things that we're sort of prioritising an area at the moment, and then we're continuing to talk about other areas. So we'll see what comes over the next couple of days, but certainly over the next couple of weeks as well.
Any inquiries about any of our lads going the other way?
No, there hasn't been, to be honest with you. No, I mean, obviously we've brought Max Kilsby back from his loan at Annan. I think it's important that we get Max in and see him around our lads, and maybe be involved in hopefully a couple of games that we might get this month in terms of the reserve games. We'll reassess that as we get to the end of the month as to whether we allow him to go back out again or whether we keep him with us. Jaden Harris's loan at Eastleigh is up on the 20th. There's been conversations about that, but no definite decision's been made, so we'll see what goes on there. There has been an inquiry from another club to take him, but we Eastleigh have him at the moment, and we'll see what happens there. But apart from that, there hasn't been anything else. We've just got to keep plugging away, go with what we've got. We knew we needed reinforcements into the squad, and until we're in a position where we feel as though we've got players into the club and we can allow others to go, we'll go with what we've got.
Ben and Mox missed Exeter. Are they ready for Saturday?
Yeah, Owen Moxon trained, he did a little bit on Tuesday, trained fully on Wednesday, so he's available for the weekend. Ben's still struggling a little bit. He had an injection early on in the week to see if it settled down, so he was still a little bit sore with that. Saturday may come a little bit too soon. I mean, it was positive news in terms of the scan that he had, that it showed it was clear, but he's got some discomfort in the bit of nipping going on in his knee joint. We're just going to have to assess that as we go along over the next few days.
And JJ had his setback. How is he coming on?
Yeah, again, he's still not fully fit yet, still not right. It's a little bit of a blow because when you've been out for so long, you know there's going to be a little bit of a hiccup, a little setback, and that's what he's got. Unfortunately, the day before he was going to be reintroduced back to the squad. We still don't think it's a major issue, but he's still getting discomfort. So again, another one we're assessing each day, because as soon as he goes pain-free, then we can start to get him back into the work.
And it's another week that Hunt has had for training, as well as Harrison and Sean, the new lad.
Yeah, they're all continuing to work hard, and they're all involved. We had a big group of outfield players, 22 outfield players training at the moment, so that's good. I would like more, because I would really wish that Callum was still available, but unfortunately he's not. We want JJ out there, we want Ben Barkley out there. We've got these players. Terry Ablard is still not back in full training, so I want them all. I want them all to be available for selection. I know I can only select 16 outfield players for a game, but the more options we've got gives us better chances.
Oxford have obviously started the season very well. What are you expecting from them on Saturday?
Well, I think they're a good side. I think that's the first thing we've got to say. And I thought Liam Manning had a good group of players. They've had a real go to try and get promotion this season. So they've got a good group. They have a style of play where they try to be possession based. So we're fully expecting it to be a tough game. The truth is, though, we know the situation we're in. We know that where we are after 26 games isn't where we want to be, and we've got to make sure that we do everything we possibly can. However that happens, if it's through working harder, if it's through better football, if it's through being more clinical in both boxes, whatever it takes, we are fully aware that we need to start winning games of football, and this weekend will be a great time to start.
They've lost a couple of important players as well, it seems, with loans going back and injuries, which could change things for them.
Yeah, the main one's the goalkeeper going back to Brighton and then out to Sheffield Wednesday. So yeah, there's been changes. I don't think it will massively disrupt their team. I think they're quite settled in the shape that they play, in terms of the main players that they have. Whatever happens, this will be a tough game. We need to roll our sleeves up. We need to be right. We need to start our recovery as soon as possible, because we don't want to be where we are. We don't want to be in this position. We certainly want to be in League One. We earn the right to be in League One, and we have to do everything we possibly can. The staff know it, the players know it, and the time is coming where we need to start doing something about it.
The fans can play a big part in that as well, but we obviously don't want any incidents like we had with the Port Vale goalie.
No, I mean, the fans have been absolutely magnificent this season. Some of the away support we're getting at grounds is incredible, and the support we've been getting at home has been superb as well, and it's a massive help. But yes, there was a horrible incident against Port Vale. Thankfully, we have systems in place where the police and the club are able to act quickly. The 4 people who were responsible, they've all been given their interim bans, and we don't want that. It's not what this football club need. I think we've got, I was going to say 99%, but it's 99.99 recurring of fantastic, and they come and they do things properly and they support the team, and there's a level of banter. I get that. That's perfectly normal. But some of the things that were said to Conor Ripley went over the line of banter and just not acceptable. So thankfully these lads have been dealt with, these youngsters, and I hope that acts as a deterrent to others.
Thank you.